So welcome you in the lecture. The topic of the lecture is phase rule. So in this we will discuss about the phase rule in detail, and there are different terminology which we will also discuss. So here if you see, in case of phase rule, so there are certain terms like phase, component, degree of freedom, and different component systems will come. So overall we will discuss about what is the meaning of phase, what is the component, degree of freedoms, and different component system. Now here if you see, like any homogeneous physically distinct part of a system which is mechanically separable and bounded by a definite surface is called as phase. And it is denoted by P. And example, you can see here many example, like in case of water, it has three different phase: solid, liquid, and water. And solid phase, like ice, liquid phase, and vapor phase. And sulfur has four phase: rhombic sulfur, monoclinic, liquid, and vapor surface. So these are the number of examples of this kind of different matters which is having their different phase. You can see there they looks like this. So mixture of gases having one phase, mixture of miscible liquid is also. So if we see about the component, which is also very important in terms of discussing about this overall discussion. So minimum number of chemical constituent or formulas, you can say, or species taking part in an equilibrium by means of which a composition of each phase can be expressed either directly or by the means of chemical equation is called component. It means how many component is a part of the particular, in a reactions, in a phase transition. So in a chemical equation you can say how many component are there. So it is denoted by uh, the expression C, which is the represented for the components. So if you see, for the example, water system, all the three phase are made by water only, so there is one component system. All the four phases of sulfur can be explained by a single formula like sulfur. So you can say the component means water is water, either you represent it in terms of ice, the formula will be H2O if it is like liquid or gas. So similarly, in case of either you are talking about the different phase of sulfur, so similarly that will be having the same component, and it will be represented by S. So this is one component system. So by this way you can see what type of component of that particular substance or particular compound or particular matter you are talking about. So accordingly you can categorize them. So if you see here, in case of CRN, R number of chemical formula in reaction and N is the number of reactions. So this is the component by which you can calculate the way to forming, to know the component of any of this chemical formula. So now the another terms which is also very important here is degree of freedom. So degree of freedom is an also and very important. So here is the minimum number of independent variables like pressure and temperature and concentration, which must be specified to define the system completely. So these are the degree of freedom which define the system completely, and these are generally in terms of pressure, temperature, and concentration terms. And it is denoted by F. Degree of freedom is denoted by F. So these are the variables. Pressure, temperature is very important, as you've seen. There is having a great role to check the triple point as well. So for a water system, the system has two variable, temperature and pressure. means these variables, if you will see, so you can have a different kind of changes can be seen from one phase to another phase. So phase rule equation, if we talk about the equation, there is, according to this rule, which is called phase rule, for any heterogeneous system in an equilibrium is not affected by electrically, magnetically, or by gravity, then the sum of degree of freedom and number of phases equal to the sum of number of component and number of external factor are connected by the formula. So formula is represented by F plus P equal to C plus 2. So here these all terms like pressure, this P is representing phase, F is degree of freedom, and C represent component. So don't confuse this P with the pressure, that is separate, and this here in case of this formula, which is according to for the heterogeneous system in equilibrium is not affected by electrically, magnetically, or by gravity, then the sum of degree of freedom and number of phase is equal to the number of component and number of external factor are connected by this common formula. So for degree of freedom, you can just interconvert the formula, you will get this Fc minus P plus 2. So phase rule for water system, we can see here water has has a like component system if you are talking about. So for a component system like water, it's a one component system. So here you can say water has three phase: solid, liquid, and vapor. So it is one component system. So if you see the graph, this is very relevant here to explain properly. So you can see here in a temperature and pressure graph, if we see the proper, if you can see here, it is having a particular millimeter of pressure, and here you can see the temperature, this is representing point something 75 degree Celsius, 0.0075, and here it is 100 degrees Celsius, and it is representing 374 degrees Celsius. So like here the one atmosphere, and like that, and y and x coordinate, this phase diagram has been made. So here you can see a number of correlation from this graph. So if you see that this first graph, which is represented by OB and OC prime, so here this is sublimation curve, which is directly if solid is converting into the gaseous phase or vapor phase, so this is called sublimation curve. And where all these three phases coexist, like liquid phase and solid phase and gaseous phase, that point is known as triple point. So if you see among these like OA and OC and OB, so you can see there are different kind of curves which is having converting from two phases, one phase to another. Like here if you see ice is converting to liquid or liquid to ice. So here it is a melting point curve. This is melting here, or fusion curve, because the ice is converting to liquid, and this liquid phase. And here if you see, you compare this graph here in this direction with respect to OC, so you will see here liquid liquid water is converting to vapor. So it is a vaporization curve. So this curve is called vaporization curve. Or if suppose you see for this will, as you know, is directly solid is converting if it into the gaseous phase, so that will be called as melting sublimation curve. So this point is very important, triple point. So you can see at what particular pressure and temperature this triple point is coming. So critical pressure will be can have, you can see here there's the optimum maximum pressure, here. So critical temperature will be also, you can see here it is like 374 degrees Celsius for this, and it is about 218 atmospheric pressure at where you will say the critical pressure of liquid or critical temperature. You can see here that is represented by the dotted line. If you see this here, so this is a different kind of phase can be explained with the help of this phase rule for the component one component system. So another, this, if you see the very silent feature of the diagram, so further you can see here a curve AO, which is, as already I said, is represent the melting point curve or fusion curve. And if you remember the graph, so the two phase ice and water are in equilibrium along OA, so the curve is univariant. So how to calculate that univariant? Because F equal to C minus P plus 2 is a is a formula which is for the phase rule. So you can see the component is 1 and phase is 2, and this 2 is in a formula, so 2 and 2 will be replaced, so only degree of freedom will be 1. So it means this is univariant. So curve OB, if you see, is known as the vapor pressure curve or sublimation curve of ice. So here two phase solid ice and water are in equilibrium phase. So curve is univariant because F equal to C minus P plus 2 equal to 1 minus 2 plus 2. So again this is univariant. So in case of sublimation curve also you can check uh, whether it is multivariant or univariant. So this is also univariant curve. And another here by this way you can find out curve AO and curve OB, you can see here. So this is a fusion curve or melting point AO, if you are talking about AO, fusion or melting curve, and how to calculate the degree of freedom for that. So you can easily calculate the degree of freedom. So it will come F equal to 1, because the component will always be 1, because this is a one component system. If it is three component system, so you have to, if any of the example if you are taking which is having two component or three or like that, so similar way you can have to find out the degree of freedoms in for that particular way which is applicable for that particular component system. So accordingly you have to find out. But the term will be like as the usual meanings like phase, component, and degree of freedoms. So here sublimation curves, curve OB can be find out here for sublimation, and degree of freedom can be find out to univariant or what. So another curve OC is known as vapor pressure curve or vaporization curve of the liquid water. The two phase liquid water and water vapor are in equilibrium. So the curve is univariant, because here also you can calculate component will be yes 1 P will be here phase 2 phase, since vapor phase if it is going, so it means one phase is liquid, another is vapor water. So here F will be 1, and curve OC, if you see, it is called metastable curve, and the curve OC is continuation of curve OC. The curve OC bar represents water and water vapor phase in metastable equilibrium. It is sometimes possible to cool liquid water belongs to point O without solidification and is shown by dotted curve O bar, OC bar. Metastable condition, it is a stable condition itself, but it will lose by small variation in its variable temperature. Variables is here is temperature and pressure, because temperature and pressure plays a very important role, because if they change from their small changes, so that metastable condition will itself will lost or it will change. So this is why this is very important to check whether at specific temperature and pressure this condition will be come up. So here already we have had a discussion about this graph in you know in terms of like here OC curve and what is about the OC bar curve. So that is very important with respect to explain the phase diagram, and these diagrams are very important once we are talking about the different phase of a of a components. So here if you see area, there are three areas if you see, IE, OAB. If you from this graph, if you look at here, so OAB, OAC, OBC, which contains ice, liquid, water and water vapor respectively. So it is bivariant because here you can say if we are taking like a area wise, so there are three areas if you say O, A and this B. O, A and B. So here phase is only one phase. Please remember here earlier we are taking a different this graph, so that is coming two phase but here if you take this one, so this is OAB is having one phase only, like solid phase or ice. And if you are taking like O, A and C, this area if you are taking into consideration, so this is liquid phase. So you have to say component is 1 and phase is 1. So in this formula F minus C plus P, P will be 1, and similarly OBC, just look at here O and B and C, this one. So this whole area is also the vapor phase, so only one phase is there. So in that case this will be having a degree of freedom. If you want to calculate, this will come here, P will be 1. So in that case this curve will be bivariant. So this once if it is the degree of freedom is coming bivariant 2, so it will be bivariant. So by this way you can easily find out the either the that particular diagram is bivariant with respect to if we talking about the area wise. So if you are taking the area wise, then it is coming 2 degree of freedom. But if you are taking like the two different phase where the transition is being taking place, or from where the liquid or solid liquid phase you can say, so that if you are taking into consideration, so there will be two phase will come, and then in that case this value will come 1. So you have to keep in mind in which terms, either in area terms or either in this transition terms, or like fusion curve if you are taking, or vaporization curve if you are taking, or sublimation curve if you are taking. So accordingly this change will be seen in the during the course of calculation. So now coming to the another point which is very important, triple point. So in case of this graph, if you see the triple point where ice, liquid and water vapors coexist and being in equilibrium state, so it is a non-variant. And how does it is non-variant? We can see from here, because here there are total three phases: liquid, solid and water, because we are talking about this triple phase. So at triple point, which is also called as these three phases where they are coexist, is called triple point. So liquid, water and vapor and solid, or you can say ice, is in equilibrium state and coexisting. So that is called triple point. So here you can say from this equation F equal to C minus P plus 2, so it will comes it will come 0. So that is called 0, degree of freedom is 0. So this is non-variant. So this is called non-variant. So this is, you have to be very clear how to calculate the triple point, and what is the area in respect to area, whether that is bivariant or monovariant. And only in case of, if you are taking the consideration of two phase, then your degree of freedom will come one, that in case of as we are talking bivariant. And if you are taking area wise, so already we as had enough discussion on this. So I hope you understood this, how to calculate, all might have understand how to calculate this kind of graph, and how to look at from the very clear way, so that we can explain it further and can understand in a more informative way. So the system at triple point is self-defined, because this is itself is defining all the three phases. So it is non-variant. So triple point, the point as three phases coexisting, already we had defined this in a all the state is coexisting to each other. So now there are a number of questions which can be formed from this overall lecture, like what is the phase, give some example of phases, and like different phases, what is the component, and what is the different component system, give the phase rule, what is the phase rule, what is the expression for the phase rule, how to express it, what is the meaning of different terms used in the phase equation, phase rule equation. So all you might have been these basics idea is required. And how many phases and component are present in a unsaturated, if it is asked in salt solution. So number of phases in a mixture of gases in case of different gases, so how many phases could be there. So that depends upon the practice in various single component, double, two component, three component systems. So once you will understand the basic how to find out these these different uh, phase and different degree of freedoms, and to check the different graphs and their areas with respect to two phases, or with respect to three or three phases. So after overall discussions, these contents has been taken from and various books. So here you can refer these books. So the material presented here in lecture, in this lecture, has been taken from various books and internet websites, and this is for only for the instructional material, and for the instructional purpose only. So for more details, you can refer the basic textbook for for the physical chemistry, and there are number of books is for that. So those books will be very helpful once you wants to go in more detail. So for them, you have to refer many advanced books, so that will be more useful once you are going to in more detail on the phase rules and related wants to know the more on that. So thank you for watching and listening this video. Thank you for your patience. Thank you so much.